Hi there, and welcome to this FPLreview.com video guide on chip planning. So on the site, there's really two different ways that you solve for chips. One is if we know when we're going to play our chips and we want to solve around that plan. And the second version is if we're uncertain about when we want to play our chips and we want to determine what the best strategy is. So the first one is fairly straightforward. We control that here in the team settings panel. So there's this chip usage section, and we can assign the game weeks we plan on using each chip. So let's say game week 35, we play wildcard, 37 bench boost, 38 free hit, and 36 triple captain. One quirk to mention on this is that if you create a new draft, that resets to 0, and this allows you to manually compare different chip plans. So anyway, we've got our chip plan. We can go to transfer solver, and now we can see that we can run a standard solve for game 33, 34, or a wild card for 35 to 37, and also to free hit. Realistically, all that we care about right now is this normal solve. The future elements we can run, they're truly not of interest necessarily. Our key focus right now is the rook move. So let's run our standard solve. So it's suggesting roll and then double in game 34. Let's go with that. Now we can, if we want, we can run the wildcard and free hit. Let's do it. Again, not necessary as it doesn't really influence your rook move meaningfully. And now we've basically completed a full solve based on our chip plan. So actually quite straightforward. Going to the different challenge when we aren't sure when we're going to play our chips and we want to investigate what's suitable. Let's go to a new draft and we go back to the transfer solver and we move to this chip timing panel. So we're not really solving for a specific route move. We're carrying a different analysis. So this has brought up these four lists, and basically we should assign the game weeks that we think are suitable for each chip. If we have a horizon that doesn't reach a dead end, so say if this ended at game week 8, we could leave the chip as unused and fill in other game weeks, and that'll basically reflect the idea that we could just hold on to the chip. So I'm just going to throw in a few fairly random options here. Just for example, you can see there's 16 chip combinations. I suggest thinking a little bit about this, but once you're happy that it reflects even a semi-realistic representation of when you might realistically play the chip, you can go ahead and run. Now, obviously, the more combinations, the longer this is going to take. So again, I'd advise, keeping it to something reasonable, maybe 10, 20, 30 chip combinations. And one other quirk I should mention is that this uses solver settings, which enable comparison across different chip plans. So it creates effectively this literal worldview rather than the default settings, which are all really designed to build the strongest route move. So as you can see, it's returned eval score associated with each chip plan, and it's saying whatever free hit 34, wildcard 35, bench boost 37 is the strongest. And I mean, intuitively, based on the situation of the game, as I'm speaking, that makes sense. Now, there are a couple of more abstract ideas we're considering here. So for example, if you have a horizon loaded, which isn't to a true dead end, you'll have to, I guess, keep some awareness that there may be eval not captured. So a later wildcard will hold extra value as there'll be future game weeks after the horizon that you hold some edge, presumably. Equally, if there's game weeks loaded into horizon that have partial likelihoods, that may somewhat underestimate the value of using a chip at that time. So just use this as a guide, not as the answer.